Whoa!
It's just the cover, Patrick.
Yeah, I know.
I have to say, this party is a festive idea.
Well, I thought it would lighten up Spyro's 15,595th on anniversary, and after all, we are still in Spyro Month. So, let's have some of that cake. Huh?
Sorry I'm late to the party.
The Scarecrow from the Dark Knight trilogy?
Yep, and here's another surprise.
Huh? What the? Hey, what did you do to my party?
I have conducted a serum that will make my victims tremble in fear. Reboots.
Wait, but aren't you from a Batman reboot?
I meant reboots that nobody wanted in the first place.
Oh, I see. That is pretty evil.
Wanna see what I did with your little friend?
Okay, what's the catch here? I found the characters of Thundercat's Roar equally scary as the cast of the Cast movie.
It looks like I'm low on nightmare fuel. I must produce more doses.
Wait, can you at least put my reality back together?
Don't worry about it. It'll arrive in a couple of minutes. Enjoy your party.
You obviously saw the connection, didn't you?
The Legend of Spyro is considered the first official reboot of the Spyro series. Unlike the previous games, it's one of those series that was trying to be dark and complex. In fact, The Legend of Spyro was originally going to be an anime film by Animation Picture Company and to be directed by the creator of the Spawn movie, Mark A.Z. Dippe. However, the film was cancelled due to decisions made by Activision, and they wanted to go into a different direction, and that direction led to the Skylanders franchise. For this review, I'm only going to look over the first installment of the reboot series on the PlayStation 2 version. In fact, this was the last Spyro game I bought before the Reignited trilogy.
Welcome to another episode of The Wonder Reviewed. So, you wanna know how Spyro got these scales? Well, this is The Legend of Spyro: A New Beginning.
A group of elderly dragons are under attack by some dark forces, and one of them sent a purple dragon egg to safety. The egg sails down a river until it gets discovered by two dragonflies. They decide to raise the hatched dragon Spyro, now voiced by Elijah Wood, along with his adopted brother Sparks, voiced by David Spade. And of course, thinking that he was born a dragonfly, yet never questioned he looks nothing like the others and he walks on all fours.
Or they're using him to fight frogs like a cat being raised by mice.
After finally realizing that he's a dragon for discovering his flame breath, he meets a red elder dragon named Ignitus, played by Gary Oldman. He tells him that he is the chosen one because according to a prophecy, the purple dragon must stop an evil dragon named Cinder and the Dark Master. At first, it does seem pretty interesting regarding Spyro's origin story, but the game as a whole, there's barely anything. The video game tries so hard to be this deep Spyro story that it forgot to have a plot that drives the entire game. Yes, we know the goal, help the other dragons, stop Cinder, and save the realms. But the problem is that there's no narrative for it that keeps us invested, and when it does, it's nothing but a series of expositions.
There were four of us. Guardians, that is, and we had one job. Ensure that all the eggs were hatched.
Okay, so it's too complex to follow, so maybe we can add some humor in it. Well, don't count on it because it's only there when Sparks tells some jokes, and yeah, this reboot can't do comedy either. So why is this reboot not interesting or even memorable? Well, one of the reasons why Spyro is a popular video game series is its simplicity and fetch quests. All you need is some enemies, take them down with either your charge or flame attacks, collect some treasure and other valuables, and go to some magical colorful lands with some cartoonish characters. That's all you need to make a Spyro game. Here though, the recognizable gameplay is not there anymore, and it rather wants to be this World of Warcraft-like adventure. The only thing that came good for this reboot series is the animation. You can tell that this is a well-detailed video game, especially during its PlayStation 2 era. The designs of the characters are well done and their movements are smooth. Whenever they play a cutscene, it can have that cinematic feel to it. And even though there are only 6 levels throughout the game, the backgrounds are amazing to look at, from the swamp to the dojo to the tall plains to Cinder's massive palace. Another thing that's good are the flying scenes and effects. Whenever Spyro or another dragon soars into the air, It can be enjoyable to watch, and there are some special effects whenever Spyro uses his new breath types. If there would be some issues with the animation is that some of the enemies, specifically Singer's army, can often look the same but with a different coloring. And there are times where the designs of Sparks and his parents can be a little creepy. Once again, the gameplay is far different from the other games, but that can be a mix. There are some good things that stand out. The breath types are back, and they do supply some tutorials on how to use them. They consist of fire, lightning, ice, and a new one, earth. Oh, finally, they replaced that useless bubble breath with something cool for once. Also, whenever you collect some gems, the blue ones can help you level up your breath abilities, while the others either raise your health or power bar, or activate the ultimate breath move. Unfortunately, this is where the good points of the gameplay end. The biggest crime is the charge attack, because for some strange reason, if you press the charge or R1 button, you can only charge straight. You cannot turn or make a quick run through the game. And then there comes the combat. Whenever you encounter some enemies, sometimes you don't have to fight them, you can just skip them. But then there are other times you are required to take them all out in order to advance to the next stage of the level. But no matter how many enemies you beaten or what powers you use, the fighting gets repetitive fast. There's not even a collectible you need to find like in the other games, which was one of the major components of the series and challenges to reach that 100% completion. The overall gameplay in Legend of Spyro is straightforward with no side quests to test your skills. The boss battles, I didn't like them. All of them are just giant versions of the other enemies you already beaten. Even one battle where you had to defeat a train.
Okay, so either Amelia wants control of Infinity Train again, or Thomas just got corrupted by a dark gem.
Also, whenever you die, you can still fight them in the exact same spot, so you don't have to go right back where you started. The only good boss battle in the game is the final battle with Cinder. Not only she's a much menacing dragon, but she has a great backstory that ties into the reboot series, so I can see why she's considered a popular character. Oh yeah, if you want to know what I think of the voice acting because Spyro got a new voice, it's alright. Elijah Wood was a good replacement. Gary Oldman as Ignited is pretty good. The only character that wasn't good is Sparks because it's David Spade doing his David Spade gig. What's worse is that this character doesn't do anything to progress the game. Yeah, he's no longer your health bar like in the other games, not even a backup plan. He's just there. In fact, the ending acknowledged he didn't do anything but tell some unfunny jokes.
His success? Hey, what about me? You were a big help, Sparks, no doubt about it. But, just for the record, a lot of weird stuff does come out of that little mouth of yours.
I know I'm overreacting over this tiny bug, but I always presumed that the dragonflies in the Spyro video games were like the guardian angels for these dragons. That would explain why Sparks was with Spyro all the time. In the 4th game established what was the purpose of these dragonflies. But I do have to ask a question. Did anyone really ask for a Spyro reboot or another Spyro video game?
The Legend of Spyro: A New Beginning is a lackluster Spyro video game that forgot what made Spyro a household name. Well, it does have some nice visuals and a decent voice acting, but they won't help this reboot because of the lackluster story and repetitive gameplay. Unless you're a Warcraft or a God of War fan, this is a Spyro game that you can easily pass. It just goes to show that there is such thing as too many dark reboots. Even every adventure of Dragon Tales can be a better game than this. I give the first chapter of the Legend trilogy a C.
Oh, finally, the serum wore off. Now to get that cake. Oh, now what?
I have come for Mother.
I'm done with these dark reboots for now. Jabbers! And that's for ripping out the Rise of the Guardian showdown. I'm Mad Hatter Patrick, and I have only one Spyro video game left to review for this month, and I saved the best for last.
Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed this, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe me for a new review and other project every week. I'll see you soon.